After an amazing finish at the season opener at Volusia, Florida, we move about 100 miles south to Lakeland, Florida, and the USA International Speedway for round 2 of the Dirt Championship ESports Pro Late Model Series. Troy Trapasso up in the booth with you, joined with me by my partner in crime, the man, the myth, the living legend on cameras, Mr. Kevin Cunyu. And Kevin, just an amazing finish that we saw last week at Volusia.
Absolutely, Tony, and a great start to this series.
Good way to kick it off as hot laps about halfway through right now. And the track's starting to take on some rubber down low, which is something these guys are going to have to be mindful of, being as this is an open setup race. Your best bet is to go out there right now so you know what this thing's going to do in the feature. Mitch Stiles sitting atop the pile right now at a 22.684. Cody Sieber about 20 thousandths back off of him with a 22.705. Ethan Camerud 22.732. So relatively close times, and the usual suspects starting to peek their nose out towards the front of this thing. Now, this is one of the, I dare say, weirder tracks we're going to go to, as USA Speedway opened in '95, and it's always been a paved oval. iRacing, in their infinite wisdom, decided to be awesome to us and gave us a what-if track. One of 2 free dirt content that you can get in the simulator. The other one being Lanier Speedway. But this is a very strange track. It's 3/4 of a mile and shaped basically like a paperclip. Think an extended Martinsville with dirt on it. So if you ever wondered what it would be like to drive Martinsville dirt, just come to USA on the iRacing simulator and you'll get a decent idea of what it would be like. The track's starting to take rubber on the low side. You can see the shiny spots in the middle of the corner down low. The track really going dry slick, as you can see it really at the entrance of turn 3, where everybody's been running, and that cushion is really starting to become pronounced. As we work through the hot lap session right now. And, something to be real mindful of is you can carry a ton of speed into the corners here. The only thing is you really got to get that car to change direction quickly. And the guys who can get it figured out of either drift the corner smoothly or back it into the cushion and hope for a drag races, that was... Wow, Adam Maddox getting into it with Tim Prelog on the front stretch. Prelog just oopsed coming off a 4, and that got ugly quickly. But those teams are going to be able to get those cars fixed relatively quickly and back out for the heat races. 8-lap heat races tonight. We are taking 6 into the feature, and then everybody else is going to be running alphabet soup. Ambient air. This is why I love the iRacing simulator. With the sun going down like it is, 86 degree ambient air temperature, track temperature 64 degrees. Not sure how that's possible, but okay, we're gonna go with it. 12 mile an hour winds out of the north, 30% relative humidity, and that means these guys are going to be making gobs of horsepower in these 358 cubic inch methanol breathing monsters that they've got under the hood. As still about 10 minutes left in the hot lap session, and now if you're so inclined, now would be a great time to visit our Teespring store. You can find the description the link in the description below. You can get your long sleeve t-shirts, short sleeve t-shirts, tank tops, coffee mugs, face masks, throw pillows, sweatshirts, hoodies, vinyl cut decals of all your favorite announcers, my personal favorite that I actually have on order right now and I'm waiting for it to get here is my buddy Sam Cooper Bennett's catchphrase of "Keep it clean, keep it green." That is on its way to my house right now, and I'm very excited. And we just released a new line of "I Love My Wife" paraphernalia, as there's fine print. Big letters says "I love my wife," and then in between the "I love when my" is in very fine print "wife," and then underneath it lets me watch ESPN. So you can get your very own "I love when my wife lets me watch ESPN." All sorts of stuff there. You can get tank tops. You can even get women's shirts. There's face masks there, T-shirts, and so on. So let your wife know that you love her. So and let us know that you love what you're seeing on ESPN. So Kevin, we saw just an amazing race last week as these guys up towards the front just throwing bombs at each other all race long.
Oh yeah.
With no in-car adjustments, these guys are kind of having to guess what the track's going to do. There's no real guessing here at USA, as this track is notorious for going dry slick very quickly. Meaning the car is going to get very loose, and you're going to be searching around all night for some grip. As Cody Sieber in the 357, keeping it wound up on the top side, and he's having some fun right now. Looks like with the 43 of Jared Campos. Campos running that low line, able to make it work. Looks like there might still be some moisture down there as he clips the grass at the end of the pit wall. And you can see just how sideways Campos is getting in the middle of the corners. It just almost pointed where he was just coming from, but making it work, as the steering ratio on these cars is just insane.
Lock to lock, you're
talking about 75 degrees worth of steering angle that these guys can put into these cars. With the wheels almost pointed straight out the wheel well. An amazing piece of kit, as far as an engineering standpoint goes. But Mitch Stiles still sitting atop the pile. Now, they are going to farm the track in between the hot lap session and the qualifying. 2 laps of qualifying, and then we go into 8-lap heat races. We're going to transfer 6 out of each heat race, and let me do some quick high-powered gazintas. As not sure what the hell is going on here. So 20 cars in the simulator right now. So if we did, well, that's going to put us, I believe, 3 heat races. 2 to 3 heat races is what we're looking at right now. And from the looks of it, we've got, so with the 2 consies, as of right this second, everybody is in. So that's a good sign for everybody so far. Now, if you would like to get involved with what you're seeing here tonight, you can go to the league's webpage. That's Dirt Championship Esports, no hyphen in between the E and the S in esports. DirtChampionshipEsports.com. You can also find them on their Facebook page. You can also find them on the iRacing Leagues page. Get signed up, and we will hopefully see you in a future event here on ESPN with the Dirt Championship Esports League, as the drivers are having their pre-race drivers meeting right now. So about 4 minutes left before we turn them loose in anger for qualifying. So if you've got to use a little driver's room, now would be a good time to do so. Also, don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, share, tattoo it on your dog's butt, whatever you got to do, make it happen, as I just cracked up my cameraman with that comment. So we are also getting ever closer. I believe we're within 100 subscribers on the YouTube side, and I think about the same number on the Facebook side of the goal we were looking to meet when the founders of ESPN, that would be myself, Sam Cooper Bennett, Byron Rodney, and Kevin Paskowicz, the four of us are going to get the ESPN logo tattooed on our body somewhere. So, if you haven't already done so, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and you can say, hey, I was the reason that Sam Cooper Bennett had to get a tramp stamp. So, looks like the drivers' meeting is over. They're letting guys go back out on the track for those last-minute adjustments that they want to make. Hopefully, for their sake, these guys all have two different setups that they can put in the car, one for the heat race and one for the feature. And this is going to be real fun. As again, we transfer 6 directly out of the feature, and 2 out of Alphabet Soup. But there's only 20 cars here right this very second, which means that everybody is going to transfer out of the heat. 3 heats scheduled to roll off here tonight, 8 laps apiece. We are looking. The feature is going to be a 40-lapper, and this is gonna make things very interesting. As about a minute and a half left here in the hot lap session. Again, like, favorite, subscribe, share. Don't forget to check out our Teespring store. Link in the video description below of how to get your very own ESPN face masks, because the way things are in the world right now, one can never have too many face masks. And if you happen to be the married type or the engaged type, we do have the I Love My Wife line of ESPN paraphernalia now, and big letters, I love my wife, and then in between the I love, there's small letters that say when my, and then big letter wife, and then underneath that, lets me watch ESPN. So you can get yours today. Let your wife know that you love her, and that all sorts of fun and excitement going on here. And after this broadcast is over, we do have a double header here tonight on ESPN. Don't forget to tune in at the broadcast starting at 9 o'clock. That is going to be Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett and Mr. Frank Marchese, as they premiere the MPI league with ESPN. They have decided to let us continue out the 12 races they have left this season. And I want to be the first one to officially, on a broadcast, welcome MPI to the ESPN family of leagues. As hot lap session is over, we're about to find out who is going to get the quick time award tonight, as we're waiting for drivers to queue it up and then turn it loose. So USA Speedway, Lakeland, Florida, opened in 1995, unfortunately closed in 2008. Luckily for us, though, iRacing was able to scan this piece before it went away forever. And it looks like Chase Hill going to be the first one to fire it off, as he is on his outlap right now in the 40 deuce. And the meaning of life and everything out on track right now, as Hill takes the green flag, throws it into turn number 1. Now, remind you, they did farm the track, which means we've got a fresh racing surface, freshly packed, freshly groomed, tons of grip galore right now. So these guys are going to have to kind of loosen the cars up to get anything to work right now, as Hill flirting with disaster with that inside retaining wall and posts a 22.5. Wow. 22.5.
But immediately, Jonathan Coombs came in with a 21.8 and Tanner Tomasi with a 21.79.
Yeah, these guys are flat getting it in qualifying right now. So, time's coming in fast and furious, and everybody going almost a full second quicker than they did in the hot lap session. As Tomasi sits atop of the pile, Mitch Stiles, who was the quickest in the hot lap session, only able to put up a 22.78. But throw a blanket over your top 12 right now. As does anybody have anything for Tomasi? We saw him have an amazing run last week. As Tim Prelog out on track right now finishes his first lap in the 66 at 22.675.
Jeremy Parker neared up there, but
and
not quite
Cody
enough.
Sieber blisters one.
Oh yeah,
21.672.
Yep.
Man, a full second quicker than his hot lap session time. Sieber goes to the top of the pile. We're still waiting for Nick Ayton and Bob Klein to throw one out there. But, it's quickly becoming the usual suspects, as we saw Sieber running towards the front last week. We saw Tomasi running towards the front last week. We saw Combs, Stiles, Parker, LaValle, and Ewald all running towards the front last week. Bob Klein goes 22.164. Again, a full second quicker than he was in the hot lap session. As, wow. Let's go back and take a look at what happened to Jared Campos in the 43. That car looks like it just hand grenaded. He hit something hard.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
Finished his first flyer at 22.297 and just lost it coming through the middle of 1 and 2 and oh, wow.
That was brutal.
Oh, thank God this is a simulator. Because that's a basilar skull fracture waiting to happen. That's the same type of injury that I'm talking about that took Adam Petty from us, took Dale Earnhardt Sr. from us, took Tony Roper from us, took Richie Evans from us. So thank God this is a simulator, and Jared Campos is going to be able to go to the backup car for the heat race. But yeah, that's a bad one. That was definitely a very bad one. As that's everybody who is in the session right now. Cody Sieber going quick time, 21.673, unofficial track record here at USA. As it looks like they're getting ready to advance the session, and yes, I think.
In 15 seconds.
No. Yeah, we only got about 15 seconds left. So, again, if you want to get involved with the Dirt Championship Esports Pro Late Model Division, you can find them on their website, dirtchampionshipesports.com. No hyphen between the E and the S in esports. Dirtchampionshipesports.com. You can find them on their Facebook page, Dirt Championship Esports. You can also find them in the iRacing League section, Dirt Championship Esports. So first heat race, getting ready to grid up right now. Cody Sieber setting quick time. He's going to be joined on the front row with Jonathan Combs. The number 40 of Jeremy Parker is going to be joined with the 25 of Keegan Ewald on row number 2. Row 3 is going to see Nick Ayton and Ethan Camerood. Row 4 goes to Jared Campos, who we just saw take a header into the wall, so hopefully that didn't shake him up too bad. He's going to be joined with Mike Like in row 4. Row 5 is going to see Rich Metzdorf and Automatics. Really, I can speak today. So, 8 laps of scheduled distance. We transfer, well, from the looks of it, we're going to be transferring everybody as 2 heat races, 10 cars each. And this is going to set the inside row for the feature. As the field working its way around on the first parade lap behind the Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official pace truck of iRacing. As a lot of beautiful paint schemes here tonight. I do need to commend every one of these drivers for putting a sharp paint scheme together. As lights are out on the pace truck, flagger telling them one more time around. Flagging duties tonight done by our good friend Pete Gazinia. As Cody Sieber going to have the button as the field works its way down the back straightaway here at Lakeland Speedway. 3/4 of a mile paperclip with dirt on top. This
And we're waiting for Tony to come back to us. We seem to have lost him there. Cody Sieber is in the lead, followed by Jonathan Coombs in the 87 and Jeremy Parker in the number 40. Keegan Etwold falling behind in the 25 machine. And Nick Allen rounding out your top 5 in the 125. Cody Sieber with a healthy gap, about 7/10 back to Jonathan Coombs. And another 3/10 back to Jeremy Parker. Holding the line there in 3rd. And then you've got Keegan Ewald, which is really rounding out this pack that split away. And Nick Atten finishing off the top 5th. Ethan Cameroon in 6th, in a battle right now for 6th with Jared Campos. Oh! And there's Jared Campos after coming into a sideways Ethan Cameroon. We're going to stay green though. Back up with Cody Sieber. And that's your first one going to Cody Sieber In the first place, Jared Coombs, and I missed the third place person. I apologize for that. I'm going to be one moment as I try and find our voice of ESPN here, Tony Trapasco, who I believe technical reasons has been pulled from us. Got a bit of a false start there. So we've got Tanner Tomasi and Mitch Stiles in row number 1. Joseph Lavalley and Bob Klein in row number 2. Chase B. Hill and Jason Shook in row number 3. Matthew Queen and Keith Pate, or is that Pate, in row number 4. And rounding off row number 5 is Timothy Prelog and Doug Simon. The lights are off on the pace truck. So it's going to be one more time by. Tanner Tomasi has the number 9 on his car, but is actually got the transponder for the 8. So on your scoring screen will be appearing as the 8. And the pace car ducks away. Tanner Tomasi leads the way and holds it through turns 1 and 2. Mitch Stiles close behind Joseph Laval in third with a bunch up of Bob Klein. Chase B. Hill and Matthew Queen. Tomasi still holding the lead. Stiles about 4/10 behind. Lavalley and Klein separated by about 6/10. A lot shortened up. And then it's really good battle back here in 5th as well. On board with Bob Klein as he chases down number 78 of Lavalley. That's for third, and you can see our race leaders, Stiles and Tomasi, up ahead. Stiles closing in on Tomasi with 3 laps to go. Styles do anything in the last 2 laps. On board with the helmet cam of Styles. Got a significant amount of the track, blocking the lens of the camera there, and the visor of Styles. Throws it in, coming on the last turn, last time by, and it's Tomasi, followed by Styles, followed by Joseph Lavalley. Well done. Bob Klein and Chase Hill rounding out that top 5. You know, I think the internet where Tony lives must have died, because I can't see any sign of him anywhere. Oh, and there, speak of the devil.
Yeah, sorry about that. My computer decided to take a poo, and I just had to reboot everything. I'm trying to get back into the session now. Sorry about that.
It's just nice to hear your voice. I thought maybe the internet died where you were, or the cat had scratched your voice out.
No. Trust me, she's more interested in giving me vampire bites on the wrist than she is going after my jugular, at least at this point in time.
Well, we had the second heat race go by without you. I was no replacement for your calling, but we muddled our way through it. And we are in I don't know if this is a qualifying or a practice session we are in at the moment.
Just a warm-up so the guys can get the final tune in on their setups, to kind of one last peek to see what the track is doing. Basically, it helps the guys that ran the first heat know what the track was doing between their heat and the second heat, to figure out what direction they need to go with their tunes as we move into the feature. With any luck, I will be in the session again prior to the grid up for the.
Whoa. We had a nice flip of Bob Klein. Glad seems to survive that one. Well, you keep trugging on back over here to the virtual broadcast booth, and we're going to keep watching these guys tear up the track.
All right, let's try this one more time with feeling.
Excellent.
I do want to apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on the most dreaded thing that has to do with internet, and that's called Wi-Fi. That is hopefully going to get changed relatively soon here. As the warm-up session getting ready to wind on down, and Kevin, I don't know about you, but I'm seeing a lot of shine on the low side going through the corners here at the track.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So this thing is going real dry slick, real quick, as is expected here at.
There you can see it as we come around the turn, following Cody Sieber. And again, on the low side, on the exit towards the straight here.
If I can offer a suggestion, and if we can bring up camera 2, I think you're going to enjoy the views that we get from that. As cars starting to grid up now, Cody Sieber going to start up on the point and have the button. He's going to be joined with Tanner Tomasi in row number 1. Row 2 is going to see Jonathan Combs with Mitch Stiles. Jeremy Parker and Joe LaValle go in row number 3. Row 4 is going to see Keegan Ewalt and Bob Klein. Nick Ayton and Chase Hill going to make up row number 5, with row 6 going to Ethan Camerood and Matt Queen. Michael Like and Tim Freelaw going to make up row number 7, with Adam Maddox and Jason Shook making up row number 8. Row 9 brings us to Rich Metzdorf and Keith Pate. Jared Campos and Doug Sigmund are going to make up row number 10. 40 laps the scheduled distance here, as field working its way through the 1-2 complex on the pace lap.
I have to say I think it's Jonathan Coombs, just because I have a friend named Coombs, and I think the double O there is Coombs, not Combs. Unless it is Combs, and I might be wrong.
I have no idea. No one tells me things because I'm the company mushroom. So lights go out on the Chevy Silverado pace truck as the field finishes its first of 2 parade laps. Flagger Pete Gazinia giving them the 1 to go as they come across the stripe. So Sieber gonna have the button as Tomasi starting to his outside. And we got the usual suspects up at the front of this piece. This is going to get real fun real quick as the field works its way down the back straightaway here at the beautifully prepared USA International Speedway. The only thing that's really left to do is you're going to pull those belts tight one more time. You're going to take one more tear off, adjust the visor, and Grandpa pop a Viagra because it's time to get it on in Lakeland, Florida. USA Speedway in showtime! As the field works its way out of turn number 4, green flag in the air, Cody Sieber pulls the trigger, and we are underway for 40 laps. Sieber, Tomasi, Coombs, and Stiles all just slugging it out right now. Everybody trying to fight for every little piece of real estate they can, and we are already under caution.
Yeah, we had a big big wreck in the back.
Looks like the 7 of Klein. We can go back and take a look at that one. It looked like he was on his lid for... Oh, wow. There was a car on their lid. That was the 125 of Ayton. Let's see what happened there.
There was a few people that got into... that precipitated that.
So, yeah, the 125 looks like he just threw it into the corner a little too hard, got sideways, and banged into the 56, and Klein nowhere to go, just pancaked into the wall. So that is going to be the end of Ayton's night. Klein looks like he's going to be able to limp that car back to the pits. It doesn't look like he's going pit side. So Bob Klein going to try to battle with what he's got. After a top 10 finish last week, it's going to be a rough one for Klein, as restarts are going to be on the leader. So Sieber going to have the button this time.
And just a quick reminder to our viewers, and actually you there, Tony, Tomasi has the 9 on his car, but is being scored as the 8.
09 on his car, actually.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, the 09.
So I was going to say, because, Adam Maddox did get his proper transponder this week, and I think that's the only car we've got that is running the wrong transponder.
That's correct.
But lights are out on the Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official pace truck of iRacing, as the field works its way down the back straightaway here at Lakeland. 2 by 2 they go. Sieber going to have the button, electing to take the low line. And off into turn number 3 they go. Let's try this one more time with feeling, as pace truck gets ready to make that hard left turn. Now, why they set the pit wall up the way that they did, pace truck's in. Sieber wasting no time, pulls the trigger in between 3 and 4, and we are back underway. Got a great jump that time, as they were almost 3 wide there coming through the 1-2 complex. At Sieber, Tomasi, Coombs, Parker, and Stiles are a little bit of a breakaway right now. Throw a blanket over the top 5, and they've got a pack of Angry Wolves behind them, as that's LaValle, Ewald, and Cameroon that were 3 wide coming off of turn number 4, as Cameroon throws to the inside on LaValle. I'm sorry, that's LaValle throwing it to the inside on Ewald. Cameroon banged the wall coming off of turn number 4, so no joy there. As we got a battle heating up for the lead. That's Tomasi throwing it to the inside on Sieber. Tomasi crosses him over. Tomasi on the high side, Sieber on the low side. Sieber looks like he's got that car just free enough to really get a good drive off the corner. 3 and 4 though, Tomasi reels him in. Drag race coming off of 4. Sieber able to keep it wound up just a little bit, as Tomasi taking that lower line. Going to have to slow up just a little bit to keep it down there and not get into Sieber, as we are already 4 laps in the books. And a lot of respect being shown right now, as again LaValle looking to the inside on Ewald. Ewald goes slow, throws the block that time. Coming out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway they go. Ewald with a little bit of an advantage, as LaValle had to climb on the binders to stay off him. And we've got a new leader, Tanner Tomasi.
Oh.
Sieber into the wall going through the middle of 2. Gets it collected back up, maintains momentum as best he can. A little bit of damage on the right side of that 357 ride, as we are closing in on, now we have 7 in the books now. Sieber trying to figure out a way to get back by Tomasi. What's good for the goose is good. And Sieber into the wall again, coming off a 2. That's going to let Coombs get to his inside. Sieber losing a ton of momentum. He may have knocked the J-bar out of that thing. And for those of you not familiar with dirt cars, that's what they call a Panhard bar, because it's shaped like a J, though, to get around all the other suspension equipment that's back there. Sieber battling back on the inside. Coombs on the high side. Coombs with a great drive off a 2. Going to get the clear. Sieber going to try back on the inside. They better get this sorted out quickly, because they've got a pack of Angry Wolves behind them. Tomasi, Coombs, Sieber, Parker, Stiles, Ewald, your top 5 right now, as they have a pretty decent gap between themselves and LaValle. 3 wide for a fourth, coming off a 2. Give it to Parker. Parker had a great drive, banged the cushion coming off, but that battle for second still rages on between Coombs and Sieber, as the bottom looks like it's starting to go dry slick. Sieber's going to really have to throw it in there and hope for a slide job, as he is starting to really fall back into the clutches of Jeremy Parker right now. Parker in the 40, that beautifully prepared white and purple car. Sieber not giving an inch as they're already getting into lap traffic. That is your leader, Tomasi, as he's got the 33.
The 4.
That's the 4. No, it's not. The 04, Doug Sagan.
The 04, yeah.
As leaders working the way around him, Sagan missing on the setup on the 04 tonight. And he's being used as a pick. Has to get into the wall going down the front straightaway. Is that battle for fourth? Those guys are just throwing Chuck Liddell style haymakers at each other right now. Parker style, Ewald, LaValle all want that spot. And we've got trouble on the front stretch. That's your leader.
Oh.
Let's go back and take a look at what happened to the leader. Looks like the wow. Really, guys? The entire front half of the field just ate hot garbage. As the 125 got tangled up with the 11 coming off of off a 2. That's Nick Ayton and Rich Metzdorf. Had trouble coming off a 4. They got into it, bounced off the wall, and wow, Tomasi absolutely nowhere to go, gets annihilated. And then everybody behind him just piled in. Dog pile on the leader.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate end to a very nice run.
Yeah, it was. As luckily for Tomasi, the caution came out, so he's going to get his spot back. His caution laps do not count, thank goodness. So Tomasi, Combs, Sieber, Parker, Stiles, Ewald, LaValle, Camerud, Hill, and Campos, your top 10.
Tomasi seems to have parked it.
Well, after the ride he took, I can't say I blame him, because he took one hell of a ride. So that's going to hand the lead of the race over to the 87 of Combs. As lights are out on the pace truck, field working its way down the back straightaway. Coombs going to have the button in the 87. And Tomasi looks like he may have put it on the hauler. And we are in the ESPN Macon Power Zone in the middle of 3 and 4. Leader can grab the trigger anytime he wants. Pace truck is in, and we are back underway. Working lap 14, working lap 15 of 40. And slide job by Parker trying to make it happen. Not 78 of LaValle eating the wall coming off a 2. But we stay green. Combs showing the way. Sieber sitting in second, but he's got a rear view mirror filled with Jeremy Parker right now. And the battle is between Stiles and Ewald for fourth, as they are side by side heading down into turn number 3. That's Ewald on the inside, Stiles on the high side. And Parker gets by Sieber. Parker threw it up, and Parker's into the wall. So we saw Sieber hit the wall. We've now seen Parker hit the wall. Nobody wants to be up in the front of this piece. As Jonathan Coombs in the 87 continues to show the way. Parker trying to battle back on that high side. Sieber on that real low line, flirting with disaster on the inside wall. Parker going to try to cross him over. Sieber jabs the brakes check the fourth. And we stay green as they've gotten the battle between Styles and Ewald sorted out. Everybody single file right now. Throw a blanket over your top six as a real big gap starting to form between Campos and Hill, the 43 and the 42 respectively. The battle's starting to heat up for third. That's Styles in the 54. Parker with a little bit of damage on the 40. Doesn't seem to be affecting him a ton right now, but you've got to think he's knocked something loose in that rear end, as that car is not handling like it was in the opening laps of this thing. Halfway this time across the stripe. Coming up for your leader, John Combs in the 87. Styles all over the back bumper of Parker right now. Sieber running that real low line in second, trying to make it happen. Parker still flirting with disaster on that real high line, just eating the cushion right now. As single file all the way back to Jared Campos in the 43. And he's got about a 2-second gap behind him as business is starting to pick up for the number 8 slot between Chase Hill and Matt Queen. Queen slips high coming off a 2, throws it to the inside. We're almost 3 wide. And that's Joe LaValle trying to make some headway again. And that's not what Chase Hill was hoping to do, as Queen going to get to his inside and under him. Here comes LaValle as well. LaValle now working on the inside of Campos. No, Queen. Thank you, Timing and Scoring. Let's hope you update sooner or later. As LaValle still slugging it out with Chase Hill. Still side by side. Trying to get this one sorted out. LaValle looking to try to get a little bit of bite down low. There's still a little bit of moisture in that piece of track that hasn't been used right next to the retaining wall as he eats the grass going into turn number 1. Slides across the slick stuff. Gets a good drive coming off a 2. Diamonds the corner. Drag race down the back straightaway. Again, this is your battle for 9th. It's Joe LaValle in 10th in the 78. Chase Hill in the 40 deuce. And these guys are just flat getting it right now, as Cody Sieber has just checked out at the front of John Combs has checked out at the front of the field. Cody Sieber still trying to reel him in on that low side. Combs using the cushion to his advantage, gives him about a 4-car length lead at the stripe. Sieber taking the low line though, going to use up whatever is left down there as they're coming up on the lap traffic. That's Rich Metzdorf, and we are back under caution.
And was that Rich or who brought that caution out?
I'm trying to find that myself. Looks like Michael Like, maybe? I have absolutely no idea.
I think that was
Ladies and gentlemen, we're unsure what what did take place here, as Doug Sigmund getting waved around the pace car to get one of his laps back. And there goes the 125 of Ayton as well. So Sigmund back on the lead lap, Ayton 1 lap down. We're going to rack him, stack him, and fire him off again as John Combs going to have the button one more time. John Coombs, sorry. Going to have the button one more time. Cody Sieber currently sitting in the number 2 slot in the 357. Keegan Ewalt in the 25. Mitch Stiles in the 54. And Jeremy Parker in the 40, rounding out your top 5 as the lights go out on the Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official pace truck of iRacing. Field worked its way down the back straightaway. Now they are letting the pace truck get out there a little bit because the leader can fire off anywhere between the entrance of 3 and the exit of 4. And I don't think there's a car out here that has a straight body panel on it left on the right side. Field worked its way into the 3-4 complex. Chevy Silverado pace truck makes that hard left turn. And we are underway one more time. Coombs fires it off in anger, and we are back underway. And here comes the 25. Keegan Ewald times the restart perfect. Pulls alongside of Coombs as we head down the back straightaway. Throws it to the inside. Not to be denied. Ewald doing everything he can to make it happen on that low line as there's a pack of angry wolves behind him. That's Parker, and we're back under caution. And that looks like the 42 of Chase Hill getting it all wrong on the front stretch. I'm going to go on a limb and say he probably had some help. So we can go back and take a look. Coming off of turn number 4, he just slid up into the Chief Cook and Bottle Washer's car. That's Adam Maddox in the 9, just unfortunately a victim of circumstance as Hill unable to collect the slide. Slide job gone wrong, basically, as he got into that real shiny stuff, that slick part that we were talking about early on. This track is known to go dry slick, and Chase Hill found out the hard way and unfortunately collected Adam Maddox with him. So we are going to restart with 11 to go. We're going to try to fire this thing off one more time in anger as John Combs going to have the button one more time. Now, while I do have your attention, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that right after this broadcast is over, we are premiering a brand new league tonight here at ESPN. The broadcast getting ready to kick off here any second. And you can join Sam Cooper Bennett and Frank Marchese as they bring you the MPI League, as we have been tabbed to broadcast the remaining 12 races of their season. So to the entire MPI League, welcome to the ESPN family of leagues. And of course, that broadcast is starting right now, but you don't want to miss a thing here. As the lights go out on the Chevy Silverado pace truck, John Combs going to have the button one more time. Keegan Ewald going to be starting to his outside this time. Jeremy Parker up into the number 3 slot as Mitch Stiles sits in 4th. Cody Sieber has already slipped to 6th as Ethan Camerud has gotten by him as well. Field working his way down the back straightaway here at USA International Speedway. We're going to restart with 11 to go, starting lap 30. And like we saw last week, you don't want to miss the last 10 laps of this one because they get real exciting. Field works its way off of turn number 4. Coombs pulls the trigger, and we are back underway as Parker got a great jump. Ewald caught sleeping on that one and gets into him.
Oh!
How is that not a caution? There we go. And I think the 43 just caught more airtime than a skateboard at the X Games as he's sitting on his roof right now.
That was not nice.
That ended very poorly.
So it was a domino effect as the 54 got into
the 25, who pile drove the 40.
That
spun him around, and then the 357 finished him off, and then it's pinball.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah, the 96 catching a huge piece of that one. The 43 got popped up into the air and just caught more airtime than a skateboard at the X Games, because here comes Daredevil as Bob Klein just came barreling in there full tilt and just clobbered the 43. So Campos probably going to be out of this one. A lot of torn up race cars after that. A lot of torn up race cars. Keegan Ewald looks like he's able to continue, though. I'm not sure what type of damage he's got suspension-wise, because these cars generally aren't designed to jump. Those are more the, your off-road trucks, and these don't have the same suspension in them. So we're going to see what's going to happen here. And we are single file as we are going to be inside 10 to go. So single file from 10 laps to go on. So Coombs, Parker, Ewald, Stiles, Cameroon, Sieber, Campos, Queen, Lavalle, and Maddox rounding out your top 10. We are missing some cars now because they did have to take it pit side. So the lights are out on the Chevy Silverado pace truck, as Coombs going to have the button one more time. Gets a little bit of distance and runs that real high line, because you cannot pass to the inside of someone before the green flag comes out. As he sucks that real high line and pulls the trigger. We are back underway. 10 to go. John Coombs shows the way, and 56, Cameroon throws it to the inside. It's Stiles in the 54. It's Cameroon on the inside, Stiles on the high side. Stiles using that cushion to his advantage, able to carry a ton more momentum. Cameroon in the 56 going to have to really tiptoe through that slick stuff, and if he's not careful, he's about to lose another spot, as he's got Cody Sieber all over him on the high side, and there is Joe Lavalle in the 78. Coombs is checked out to a 3/4 of a second lead, though. Ewald doing everything he can to try to reel him in, but the battle right now is for the final spot on the podium. The 54 Stiles has it. Cameroon, Lavalle, and Sieber all want it. As Stiles uses that cushion again to his advantage, pulls out about a 4-car length lead going into turn number 3. He's actually starting to reel in Ewald. Ewald struggling right now as we are 6 to go. 7 to go. Sorry, I can math. Really, I can. John Combs with over a second to the good over Keegan Ewald. Ewald has got his rearview mirror filled with that mud-covered 54 of Stiles, and it looks like they have gotten that one sorted out. As I'm hearing cars into the wall, looks like Lavalle bangs the wall coming off a 2, as basically leaving the left front at home as he was skying it coming through 2. Let's see what happens through 3. And left front tire in the air for Lavalle, as he's gotten by Sieber. And we are 5 to go. Coombs continues to show the way in the 87. Keegan Ewald in the 25 sits in second. Mitch Stiles currently in third, running that high side, getting a great drive off of 4. He's starting to reel in Ewald. The battle might be for second before this one's all said and done, as Ewald running that low line, giving up a little bit through 3 and 4, gets a little bit of advantage off of 1 and 2. As John Combs coming around, 3 to go, this time across the stripe for your leader, Jonathan Combs. Keegan Ewald continues to sit in second, running that low line. Mitch Stiles going to have just over 1.5 miles to get it done, as Jonathan Combs, coming off of turn number 4, sees the popsicle sticks in the air. Ewald and Stiles still throwing Chuck Liddell haymakers at each other. And Stiles gets a great drive off of 2, really gets up to Ewald. Ewald's going to have to defend coming off of 4. White flag in the air. John Combs showing the way, as something's wrong. Something's wrong with Ewald. Ewald's pulling off. So now your battle is really for third between LaValle, Cameroon, and Stieber. LaValle has it. Combs comes across the line to collect the win. Mitch Stiles for second, and LaValle for third. Cameroon.
What a dramatic sudden end.
I think Ewald might have run out of gas. But, yeah, Combs coming home with the win. Stiles for second. LaValle for third. If you'll excuse me one quick second, be right back. So, yeah, John Combs has already put the car behind the wall, and he's celebrating with his crew. Let's see if we can find... Okay, I'm out of breath trying to run to John Combs' hauler, as he's already put it through the scale house. John Combs, congratulations. What a victory, sir. John? Hello, John.
I can see him, but I can't hear him.
That makes 2 of us. John Combs, Tony Trapasso, ESPN. Okay, we're going to come back to him. So we are going to come back to him, as we are going to... Let's start with a name that looks very familiar to me for Northeast Racing. Your third place finisher, Joe LaValle. Joe, you were used as a pinball about 4 times tonight and still able to put it on the podium.
Yeah, there was a couple times where I got into it, but that one good restart, I passed like 4 cars on the one restart, so that really helped.
Well, the restarts were something to really watch from up here. Talk us through the nerves that you had to have when you saw all the carnage going on around you.
Just point and pray.
So a typical short track Saturday night in the southeast of Canada, northeast of the U.S.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But congratulations on the podium tonight. Starting back in 6, you were kind of kind of deep in the field. Not the heat race you were hoping for, but all things considered, you can't be too disappointed putting it on the podium here, week 2 of the Dirt Championship Esports Pro Late Model Series.
Yeah, it was a good time. I loved it. It's my first race here. Just joined today, so looking forward to great racing.
Now, I do have to ask a question because there used to be a Joe LaValle that used to run Atlanta Legends. Any relation?
No, not that I know of, but I got a big family.
Fair enough. Anybody you want to thank before we let you go, sir?
Yeah, just thank my cousin for watching. I got no sponsors or nothing, so you know.
All right. Well, we will see you next week at Charlotte.
All right, thanks, buddy. Take care.
So that is your.
And that went all the way from the top of the track all the way to the bottom across my nose.
And there you see what happens when the producer is accidentally kicked out of the broadcast booth, folks. We'll just wait for Tony to notice.
Sorry about that, folks. I accidentally moved the wrong
I explained.
person out of the booth. So, Mitch, what was going through your mind? We're joined now with second place finisher Mitch Stiles. Mitch, what was going through your mind when you saw the 25 slowing down as the white flag came out?
I assumed, like I said, he was running low on fuel, so I started to pick it up a little more. I kind of just rode around and kind of held out some fuel for about the first 20 laps, and then I started to pick it back up. So that when I saw him go to the bottom, I was like, okay, now I can pick it up a little more and start moving forward.
So, starting in the number 4 slot, this is kind of a one-lane track, and you finally were able to get that thing to the high side when it really mattered. Do you think you would have caught Keegan if he hadn't run out of fuel?
I mean, it definitely would have been a lot closer if he wouldn't have ran out of fuel. I would have liked to see the finish that way. I also, it sucks for Tanner. Tanner was fast all night. I would have liked to get to see Tanner finish. I like running with Tanner, and I like running with John. They're great guys to run with. I definitely would have liked to see the finish on this one.
Well, that brings us to what happened earlier on. Tanner Tomasi had checked out, and you guys were starting to run him down when all hell broke loose on the front straightaway. How bad was the damage to your car after you unfortunately got caught in that domino?
Hopefully, I didn't have any damage till about lap 30. Jeremy came up a little bit and kind of clipped my left rear, and it kind of just shot me up the wall a little bit. Other than that, I kind of just tried to play survival of the fittest and just try and keep my nose clean and keep the car in one piece so I could actually get around the track rather than having to fight a car.
Well, Mitch, USA now in the books. We move to the dirt track at Charlotte next week. Your thoughts going to that one?
Oh, I'm definitely excited. That's one of my favorite tracks. I like these big tracks. Definitely excited to go to Charlotte. I'm definitely excited to see the finish.
All right. Anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank you guys for the broadcast. My old lady for letting me jump on here and race.
All right. Well, Mitch Stiles, congratulations on the podium, and we'll see you next week in Charlotte.
Thank you.
So there I moved the right person that time, and we are going to try to reach out to our winner again, John Combs in the 87. John, Tony up in the booth. You got me, sir. Yeah, maybe just try rebooting Discord for a second there, John. We'll wait for you. As
it's not working?
There we go.
Oh, my bad.
John-
I didn't hear anything. I was just waiting.
John Combs, congratulations on the victory. You survived the carnage that is USA Speedway.
Yes, I did. I got very lucky there.
Talk us through what was going through your mind as you saw Tomasi basically get used like a hacky sack on the front straightaway.
Oh, I felt so bad. I yelled on the mic caution, but it was already too late. I was on the brakes as hard as I could and praying I didn't get run over from behind. And just, they were bouncing everywhere in front of me. I felt like Tom Cruise there in the Days of Thunder scene. Just, they were going every which way. I didn't know which way to go, and found a lucky hole there and got through it.
Well, you definitely guessed right, and then we were in control of the button from there on out, and you used that to your advantage, definitely. Now, we saw you early on trying to run that low line, and then when you had the lead, you moved up to the cushion. Now, was that something you were planning to do, or was it just something that you kind of had to do because the cushion or the low line just was way too slick?
Yeah, the low line when I started off, I just didn't have any grip down there, and I kind of was going to follow Tanner's line. I usually set my cars up for the top. That's what killed me last week at the Volusia race. So I was just like, you know what, let's just run the top. And I believe it was Cody, they were just starting to catch me in 1 and 2. And I knew I was better in 3 and 4. There was nothing on the bottom there to get away. And then I figured, that one restart, hell, we'll throw an attempt at her one time on the bottom. And it a lot more grip there than I thought. So that's kind of, I was like, all right, good. I can move down to the bottom there because the top in 1 and 2 it felt weird to me. I was really getting on the brakes. Thought I was going to back her into the wall a few times. So I was happy to find some grip on the bottom.
Well, you mentioned backing into the wall. I think you were the only car out on track that didn't have a completely destroyed right rear quarter panel.
I sure hope so. I tried my best to keep the car clean. I know here aero's pretty big at this track, so I knew if I could keep the rear spoiler clean, I had at least a decent chance. I know Cody got some damage early, and I kind of figured that was going to help me later in the race. Once it slicked off, I figured he was going to lose a 10th or 2 right there. So that was my main goal. This is such a long race. Just wanted to bide my time, and Tanner getting that misfortune really helped me. I don't know if I would have been able to catch him. I was pretty much in cruise control behind him, but just luck went my way tonight.
Well, moving forward, the series goes to Charlotte for round 3 next week. Your thoughts going to the Queen City?
Charlotte's probably my second favorite dirt track on this game, so that's one of the ones I'm actually looking forward to. It's one of the few tracks I really don't have to work and make a setup for. I've actually got one for that track, but I enjoy that track. Definitely, you can run the top, middle, and bottom there, so it's usually one of the funnest tracks, I think, to watch. This one's usually not one of my favorites to run. Just it's such a difficult track to pass on, but got lucky tonight, and it was a good race. It went quite a few laps. Green flag there, which was really surprising considering how bad last week went at Volusia.
Absolutely, but you definitely rebounded tonight, and that red North Carolina clay is definitely real fun to get sideways on. Anybody you want to thank before we let you loose tonight?
Oh yeah, Tanner and Tanner Tomasi and Jeremy Parker. We worked on a setup last night for this. Just kind of played around. Hosted a open room and had a couple guys jump in. So we kind of had an idea going into the night. My guys over at Team Lethal help out a ton. CZ Graphics Colton, he makes awesome wraps for a really cheap price. Jeff at Reliable Energy Solutions, one of the nicest guys on here. He helps out a ton of people. There's a lot of cars with his logo on the side. And the Dirt Late Model Sim Academy keeps me busy helping out some newer guys, just giving them just some setup advice and learning lines and stuff like that. And once in a while they teach me a few things I didn't know. But overall, good night, good points tonight. I think it should put me in the lead or in second place right next to Cody. So I know we've got a good points battle starting already.
Absolutely. Well, John Combs, congratulations on the victory in round number 2 of the Dirt Championship Esports Pro Late Model Series. We'll see you next week in Charlotte.
Yep, thanks guys. I'll see you next week.